It is time. It is. I'm back at it again. I'm sorry. For another episode of the Gaming Pulpit. I figured I'd make this really quick video because I have to eat and do other streaming and all other stuff. I'll flip this around. All right. This is better. This is better. I figured I'd make this particular video because of all the fucking nonsense that's going on online. And all these people that are just like these advocates for cross game chat. Not cross game chat. Oh my god, I'm fucking up. Not cross game chat. What the fuck is it? Crossplay. I meant to say that. And all these pro consumer rights activists right now. This is ridiculous. It's just completely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I'll start off by saying what is actually going on. What the fuck was on my shoes? Nothing. Okay. I'll start off by saying what exactly is going on. So a lot of people are getting the impression that it's the fact that you can't play with Xbox or Switch players on the PS4. So it's not about that. So apparently, some stuff happened today where it got brought all the way up to the news and stuff like that. Because the news is thirsty for any fucking drama. But it got all the way up to the news stating that Sony is holding your profile hostage. You can do all these switching between Android and iOS and Switch and Xbox, but you can't do that with the PS4. Once it goes on the PS4, it becomes Sony's profile. And people are like blowing up. People are so fucking pissed. They are so angry right now. They went with the pitchforks and they went straight out to social media and yeah, I can't believe Sony is like that. They're so anti-consumer. Here's a little piece of history for you, right? 10 years ago, oh no, maybe like 12 years ago. About 12 years ago, when we had the PS3 and Xbox, Sony actually wanted to have crossplay with Microsoft, and they refused. They flat out refused. They couldn't stand it. Nintendo never wanted it either. They just didn't want to be a part of the whole thing. They didn't want no multiplayer at all. So, you fast forward 12 years later because Xbox is losing handily. It's just losing everywhere. They're losing all over the place. They're fucking up. Of course, you're going to have them feed into all of this bullshit because it makes them look like the good guys and how they are so pro-consumer when these motherfuckers at the start of in 2013, they didn't want you to fucking not be connected to the internet. If you were not connected to the internet, you were not playing games. You couldn't trade your games in because it had to be bought. It means a lot of anti-consumer things that they've done, and people think that we should be hard on Sony as well. And it's like this is a totally different situation. The thing is, Sony is not going to want to play with the competitors. Period. Why should the competitors benefit off of their success and how many people they have online? And I know people are like, well, I mean, you don't have any stocks in Sony and stuff like that. No, I don't have any stocks in Sony. You're absolutely right. I really don't give a fuck. And when I say I don't give a fuck about these walled gardens or places where you can only go on to their particular platform, it's not that I don't care. It doesn't pertain to me. Because what I like to do with my console is play single player games anyway. And I certainly don't want to play with people on Xbox. I just don't. I don't like their demographic. I don't like their people. I don't like them. I don't like their systems. I don't like anything that they do over there, and I don't like Nintendo games that much either. I don't hate it, but I don't like their shit. It's point blank. I'm not going to force myself to like their shit. Sue me. So it doesn't affect me. It affects those other people. But then you look at it. People I guess you have success numbers with the Switch. Let them fucking play with each other or play with PC. First of all, Switch is a weak console, so you're not going to get 60 frames per second with Switch players. So it's going to be at a disadvantage anyway if you do cross play with a more powerful console. So I don't even know why people are screaming for this shit anyway. But if you go onto the Xbox, people that play Xbox don't even really play Fortnite. You have PUBG for that. You remember you guys were like, oh, PUBG is so exclusive and everything like that. Well, now you can play PUBG. Or you can play PC, like Microsoft always wanted you to do. They want you to go on PC. And you know what the funny thing is, right? All this anti-consumer talk, you gotta pay Xbox Live $60 at least. Not even matter what price it is. You gotta pay to play these free to play games. You have to be connect. You have to pay for Xbox Live, and no one's saying shit about that kind of shit. It's anti-consumer to do that as well. It's supposed to be a free game, and you can't play it unless you have Xbox Live, which is bullshit. Everybody's like, it's different because they're not holding my account hostage. I should be able to take my stuff over to another platform if I wanted to. Well, I got news for you. If I bought an Xbox One and I wanted to move my Call of Duty game to PlayStation, I can't do that. I can't hit up Microsoft and be like, yo, I bought all this shit over here. Let me bring it over to a new platform. That's almost the equivalent of what you guys are asking for. And they're not going to do it. That's what it is for competition. There's no kumbaya one console world. Nobody wants that shit because that's anti-consumer as well. So it's like all this fucking pitchfork bullshit that's going on. No one's looking at the bigger picture. Microsoft only wants the numbers and they want to look like the good guys because their reputation sucks. So it's a win-win for them. If Sony actually caves in, then now you get access to the demographic or the user base for Sony. If they don't cave in, then they look like the bad guy and they're so anti-consumer. And just nowadays, people are so hung up on, oh, I gotta do what's right and all this other shit. Let me rephrase that because that doesn't sound right. um, Everybody want to sit there and be a social justice warrior. Everybody, that's all they want to do. They want to go out there and they want to act like they're so about everything. And shit is just ass backwards. You know what I mean? It's never, you only want to fight and defend if it benefits you. So I'm wholly expecting all of this noise to just completely cease because I hope that Sony does not succumb to this bullshit. Because it's not, I don't like Microsoft. I'm sorry. They got to do better with their exclusives instead of, trying to antagonize with this passive aggressive bullshit. Why don't you, instead of you focusing on Fortnite, why don't you focus on exclusives? Why don't you do that? Why don't the fans, instead of worrying about Fortnite, which they don't even fucking play on the console, why don't you start hitting up Microsoft and telling them how anti-consumer it is to focus on PC games at Xbox's E3? Why don't you tell them that? Why don't you tell them about more exclusive? Why don't you tell them about I don't want to pay for Xbox Live when I'm doing free to play games? There's so much shit to talk about, but these guys they're hardcore fanboys, which is why I don't like that demographic. I don't like their user base because they're ridiculous to me. They're absolutely ridiculous. You have all this shit going on. This was any excuse for the Xbox fanboys because of the mostly positive E3 that Sony had. They're just finding any fucking excuse to say that Sony's doing something fucked up to prove their point because Sony shouldn't exist because Microsoft should exist. But for what reason? Why should Microsoft exist if you don't have anything to differentiate your console? That's all I want to say. I just want to hurry up and get that shit out the way. But I'm super pissed. I may have a little bit more on it tomorrow, and I'm totally all over the place as I'm hungry as hell. I got my Taco Bell ready. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.